What is going on, everyone? Back with another video. Today is going to be another DIY episode, and today I'll be showing you guys how I made this refillable leather journal with a elastic band tie. Now these are very nice in case you guys want to get creative and not have to go always go out and buy your journals or traveler's journals or whatever. It's great to fill them up because again they are refillable. Once you finish writing, you just pull the notebook out and stick another one in. They can be configured to hold multiple notebooks or just one giant notebook if you wanted to. They make great gifts and they're very easy to make. So first and foremost, you're probably going to need a piece of leather, and I have some right here. I happen to have like a giant piece left over from all my other projects. I sew a lot of journals, so this is what I use. Good to use something like heavy, maybe like 4 ounce, 5 ounces, something like that. I don't know too much about leather, but you want something that the cover's stiff enough so it doesn't flap around when you're trying to cover your notebooks. You're going to need an awl for punching holes, and something sharp to cut with. I choose to use a combination of this X-Acto plus a ruler to make straight cuts. And of course, you're going to need some bungee. You're going to need some elastic cord. Again, you can get these at any kind of fabric store. They're just elastic, very useful. Okay, so to start off with, you probably want to grab the notebook that you're going to tailor your size of your cover to. Now, since I like to have a little traveler's size, I like to have something smaller, which is in this case the Moleskine Cahier. It's best to use these for soft cover notebooks instead of hard covered ones. And so this is, I believe, a 21 centimeter by 13 centimeter. And what you'd want to do is probably just lay the notebook out flat like this. Let's turn it this way. And you would just measure the overall dimensions. In this case, you'd probably just multiply it by 2. And then you go and cut your piece of leather. Now, when you cut your piece of leather, make sure that the piece of leather is actually larger around the outside of the notebook, because you don't want something exact, because obviously you won't have a place to punch the holes. And for the fact that if you plan on using this with more than one notebook, for example, if I have 2 or even like multiple stacks of notebooks in here, you want to be able to make sure that the spine has enough area to cover all 3 of your notebooks together, just like that. So it's always good to kind of check and double check your math. The other thing is that would help is if you left extra material. So when you're cutting this material, it wouldn't hurt to leave a little bit extra, and in case you don't need it, you can always go back in and just slice it off. So next step is you want to use your awl, and you're going to make a few holes in your leather. And the reason being is that you'll be using these holes to thread your elastic through. So first and foremost, you're going to find your center spine, which is about right here for me. And you're going to puncture a hole straight smack dab to the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's somewhere in the middle. Okay, now along the same line, you're going to want to put another hole on the very edge here. Now, since I measured out my height to be about 5 millimeters left over on each side, I went ahead and just made it just perfect with the notebook. You can tell there's a little bit of a lip left over from top and bottom. And you notice that the holes match up with just the corners of the book. So once you have the center hole here, and the center hole here, and also the center hole on the bottom. On the top and bottom, you're going to make a hole on each side, which is about 1/4 of an inch on each side, right here and right here. Okay, the next step is you want to cut off a length of elastic cord. Now, for my size here, I found out that a little bit around, maybe a little bit over 4 feet worth of cord is works best for me. But again, always better to have more than not enough. So cut off an extra longer length, or just use the entire length if you can, and just cut off the remaining bits. I elected to have the rough side of the leather be the inside, and the smooth side to be the outside. You of course can do it any way you want, but this is the way I chose to do mine. So again, start from the outside, and you're going to thread through into the inside. Next, you'll go to the lower left-hand hole here, and you're going to thread it from the inside to the outside. Next, after that, you're going to go straight over to the center hole, and you're going to thread from the outside through to the inside, so from here through. First, you're going to go straight to the very top and thread from the inside out on the very center hole. Then you're going to go from the center to the rightmost top hole, and you're going to thread from the outside into the inside. Then you're going to come straight down to the very last remaining hole on the lower right, and you're going to thread from the inside to the outside. Now you can take this end and you're going to thread it straight through on the middle bottom hole. So you may want to take it all and widen it up a little bit. The next step is to take that same strand and just thread it through the very middle hole that you first made. Okay, after that, you got a top piece here that's just by itself. You're going to take this and you're going to thread through the very top middle hole from the outside in, similar to the one you did from the bottom. And then finally, you're going to take that same piece and you're going to thread it straight through the middle. And while you're evening everything out, you notice how this doesn't lay flat like this and it has a little bit of tension? That's good. You want to keep it that way because it creates a bit more, well, obviously tension for when you thread the notebooks through. Okay, now that I've gotten everything all evened out, you can tell these two pieces here are about the same length. The next step is you need to tie it off so the strings don't get pulled back, or the elastic band doesn't get pulled back inside the cover. So you're just going to fold the cover over. You're going to grab both your strands at the same time, and you're just going to tie a simple overhand knot. Just like that. Just a simple overhand knot. Now the next step is you want to make the actual tie that can go over and secure your notebook whenever you're not in use. So I'd recommend just taking one of the strands, the one that's closest to you here, and just kind of see where it comes out. Looks like it's about this long. I'm just going to tie it off right about here because you want it to have a little bit of stretch to hold your notebook together. So maybe about here. And I'll just bring it back over here. And again, I'm going to grab both pieces at the same time, and I'm going to tie an overhand knot just right there. And of course, this is all adjustable, which is great because all you got to do is just loosen up the knot and then just retie it whenever it's convenient for you. Okay, well then there you go. We're all done. So let's go and fill it up here. So I'm just going to take whatever notebook you made your cover for. You flip it to the very middle and just pick one of the bungees and you just go and slide it on in, and there you go. And that's it. That's as easy as it gets. Now you can always put more in here, or you can just use the very middle band if you're just going to use one book. But you know, I decided to use more than one book. In fact, I actually went ahead and made my own signatures actually. So I sewed these myself, and of course you guys can use the same notebooks or just do them yourself. And I made these little file folders as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip these through. And you see how easy it is to slip through just like that. And the beauty of it is once you finish off writing in your particular notebook, you can just go and replace it. So if I was to finish this one, I'll just take it out like that, and then just slip a new one in whenever I'm done. And you can always use the same cover over and over again. So once you have it all in there, you can just go ahead and take the tie, flip it over, and it looks like I got a pretty good fit there. And there you go. And you guys can decorate it any way you want. Just be creative. It's kind of nice to always use something that you've created yourself. So, all right. Well, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave it below. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this video. I hope it is helpful, and I will catch you guys on the very next one. So take care.